Hello, and welcome to The Fool and the Philosopher.
The Philosopher and the Fool. Recently, I heard Shadiversi talking about AI with some other people.
Yeah.
And as much as I like the guy, he was wrong. Because they were talking about, in 20 years, this will be able to do this and this and this. And I was like, that's a ridiculous time frame to talk about. So let's talk about 20-year time frame of technology.
Okay.
So, the G-Wiz was an electric car. It came out in 2001. It had a range of 80 kilometers, and its top speed was 80 kilometers.
Yeah.
For Americans, that's 50 miles and 50 miles per hour. The Tesla Model Y released in 2021. What do you think its top speed was?
2021 Tesla Model Y. That was like 160 or something, wasn't it?
217 kilometers per hour.
Jeez.
What do you think its range is?
It's 400?
It's close to 400. It's 392 kilometers.
Right. Wow.
So that's a mass over the G-Wiz. A different car. So the G-Wiz was basically like the first electric cars for driving around town with.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, there was electric cars back in the 20s. Right?
Yeah, but it was like a proper electric car.
Yeah.
So another car which was designed purely for cities, it was a hatchback called the Zen, or Zin, I guess. It had a 60 kilometer per hour top speed, which was limited on purpose, and it had a range of 64 kilometers. So a car that came out about 18 years later, the Fiat Grand Panda, I love some cars, 2024, had a top speed of 132 kilometers an hour and a range of 320 kilometers. So again, a massive step up, although the Zen was specifically designed to be in cities.
Right.
But cars is, well, some people care about, some people don't. Let's talk about disk drive storage space. These ones are crazy. So 1 terabyte of data on a disk drive. In the year 2000, how much do you think that disk drive would have cost?
In the year 2000?
Yeah.
I don't know if you could have bought that.
Well, if you bought multiple disk drives.
Right, I don't know if you could have bought that. I'm thinking
There is a price range. They exist for massive storage.
You'd have computers had
Well, this is also scaling up. So if there's a smaller storage, scaling up, that sort of thing.
the computers were half a gigabyte, weren't they? So that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but this is based on the cost of half a gigabyte storage.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to. Okay, so let's say we'll go cheap. We'll say it was $200 for. No, less. Let's say it was 100 for half a gigabyte. So then we'll say 200. So my number might be too high here, actually. I'm going to say 2 million.
Okay. So in 2000, computers were actually a bit more decent than you think.
Yeah.
And it's a bit cheaper. It was $6,120
Yeah.
for a terabyte of space.
Ah, wow.
All right.
Well, I think part of the problem is in 2000, we had a computer from 98 or 95.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I'm basing it on. Right.
Yeah. So now you have your expectations set, though.
Okay. So $6,000. Easy.
Yeah. So 2005.
Yeah.
What do you think 1 terabyte would cost you?
Do a little Moore's law. 1,500.
538.
Oh, geez.
All right. 2010. What do you think it'll cost?
500.
$53 for a terabyte.
I can't get a terabyte for $53 now. I don't believe it. Oh, that's a hard drive.
Yes. This is a disk drive, not a hard drive.
Yeah. Hard disk drive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you can get that for $50 now.
This is American.
Oh, that helps. Computers have gotten expensive again, though. I think.
Yeah.
I think computers have stalled for the last 5 years.
Yeah. So 2020, $16.
I don't believe it at all. I have 2. What are my drives?
This is based on an averaging scale.
My drives are hard disk. These are 2 terabytes. So these are 2 terabytes.
Yeah.
Hard drives, I think, and they were $60.
Yeah. Disk drives are way cheaper.
No, these are disk drives. Hard drives are disk drives.
No, they aren't. Oh, sorry, solid state. Right, solid state hard drive.
Yeah. Those aren't solid state drives.
Yeah.
Pretty sure, because they make a really loud
It might
noise
it might get cheaper for really big storages.
Yeah.
No. We can take this with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But anyways, so you were talking about that earlier computer.
Yeah.
So if we were to scale things up, how much do you think the 1970 1 terabyte would cost?
1 terabyte of storage in 1970?
Yeah.
Did they have
even that much storage in the world?
Well, no, I just wondered, did they have storage options?
Yeah, they did.
like floppy disks.
Yeah, and even those reels had amount of money in those are storage.
Well, yeah, but I'm like you can also say like ticker tape or whatever it was called,
Yeah.
right? It has storage, but that would take like you're measuring storage by the pound at that point. Maybe that's my $1 million price tag.
1.73 billion.
So a bit higher.
Yeah, so some of those numbers may be a bit dubious, but still, it has massively gone down price.
I'm actually no. I'll let you continue, and then I'll completely disagree with you on everything. Well, sort of, because I'm a big grumpy grognard, so I have a counter argument, but keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the iPod
Yeah.
came out in. I'm actually going to address your point.
You don't know my point yet.
I do. I think I know it.
My point is everything gets worse.
I'm going to address your point.
Okay.
Because I am smarter than your average bear.
All right.
So the iPod came out in 2001.
Yep.
It had a 10-hour battery life.
Yeah.
It could have 5 to 10 gigabytes. That could store about 100 to 200 songs. It weighed 6.5 ounces.
So I have a 64 gigabyte drive on my MP3 player, right?
Yeah.
And it can store like 100 songs. The amount of songs has not changed.
Yeah. So the iPod Touch came out...
Okay, maybe that's not quite true. I have a lot of audiobooks on there.
The iPod Touch came out in 2007.
Yeah.
It had 8 to 32 gigabytes space.
Yeah.
22 hours of battery for just music. Because I'm going to be using music battery life then. The iPod Touch weighed 4.1 ounces. The first iPhone came out at the same time as the first iPod Touch. Very similar stats.
Yeah.
iPhone 16, 2024, has 128 to 512 gigabytes of storage.
They sell that with 128.
Yep.
I guess that's not much really in a it's a very small device, I guess, to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah, 17 hours. If only playing music, 100 hours.
Wait, really? Of battery?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it weighs 6 ounces. So it is lighter than the original iPod.
Really?
A little bit heavier than the iPhone, like the original iPhone, but it is lighter than the original iPod. I also have here the iPod, I think it is the iPod's like
Fat or something.
Fat or iPod Plus or something.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah,
thing,
Plus I think was.
Yeah, Plus. And it can like store over 5,000 songs.
Yeah.
This one I think
Lower
has,
quality songs, but yeah.
This one has like 2,000 songs on it and a game.
Yeah.
It's also quite hefty.
But it's not bad. Like
No, it also has a lot of audiobooks in it too. Which
it's probably about the weight of a phone, right?
Yeah, actually.
It's a lot more of an ergonomic shape though, because it's not top heavy, so you're not like straining your wrist.
Yeah. So, but like weight wise and all those things, they've actually stayed relatively within the same weight of each other. Like the iPod was a bit lighter and it's quite a bit smaller. If you remember the original, it's not up. Oh no, here it is.
That's the Touch.
Yeah, I'm talking about the iPod Touch. So the iPod Touch.
That's not the original. That's the second gen. It has a camera.
Oh yeah,
I had the original. It doesn't have a camera.
So the second gen though is still a pretty small thing compared to a modern phone, and it makes sense because it is lighter. It's 2 ounces lighter.
But it's like, why did they ever get bigger than this? Like this was plenty big.
Fits in the palm of your hand.
You can actually hold it, and it doesn't hurt to hold.
Yeah.
I think this obsession. So what happened, right? Steve Jobs went onto stage to give a presentation at a tech thing, right?
I think the case, like just the metal around, made them more durable too.
Maybe a little bit, yeah. The screens weren't as tough.
No.
But they're also not as heavy, probably the glass. But Steve Jobs went on the stage. He was carrying a folder and he was talking about how their new product's gonna be amazing. Yeah. Everyone's watching. They're like, yeah, okay, fine. And then he opens the little folder you'd stick in the mail, and he pulls a laptop out of it and unfolds it, and people lose their minds because they're like, a laptop can be that, it can fit inside a postage folder. Everyone lost their minds, right? It was cool one-off trick. I think people's brains, like tech companies' brains broken. They're like, everything has to be thin and small and thin. Yes. And so now you waste, like, imagine how much cheaper and how much more comfortable a phone would be if it was like 2 millimeters wider.
Yeah, well, imagine like this thing here packed. So maybe I'll get a picture. I don't know, but it fits in your hand.
Yeah, it
fits perfectly in your hand, but it's quite thick. So like the technology of a modern phone packed into something like this brick.
Yeah.
And so you don't have all the weird little extra problems they do.
Yeah, you don't need to have this hyper condensed. Like they have problems. They used to have replaceable batteries in phones, but now the layout is so precise. They claim anyways they can't do that.
Yeah.
And they have all these heating issues, and like where do we reroute the heat, and
Yeah.
how do we keep the RAM going, and then you have this ridiculously powerful hardware that you could have run like a supercomputer on in like 2005.
Yeah, well, there's a main...
And it can barely manage opening a web page.
There's a mainframe in the Yukon government
Yeah.
that runs on iPhone.
Yeah.
So it's like a 1980s mainframe is run by iPhone emulator. All right, so more technology.
Yeah.
Over 20 years, solar power has gotten 2.3 times more efficient. So it used to be sitting around like 15% you would get.
Yeah.
And it's gone to... Sorry, it used to be sitting at 10%. And it's like gone up to about 2.5 or 25%. I don't know the exact numbers, but anyways. Yeah. However, that's not what's impressive. Is over this 20-year period, the price has gone down. And if you add the price going down with the efficiency increase, they have become 85 to 90% cheaper for the same amount of power. So 20 years ago, if you bought solar power or panels, you would have one. If you bought them with that same amount of money today, you could have 20.
Yeah. And you'd have the equivalent power of 20, yeah.
Yeah.
And that is something I think needs to be sung from the roofs. Like, there was a lot of an argument back in the day, like solar panels aren't going to be effective as coal and gas and whatnot. Solar panels are like the cheapest form of energy now, basically, because it's gotten so good, it's ridiculous. And you might think, oh yeah, but it's cloudy here all the time. They did this massive test in Germany 10 years ago now. And they're like, yeah, no, we can still generate power from them, even if it's cloudy.
Now, the big things you have to look for with solar panels is they take up a large amount of land to get large amounts of power. And so they'll be covering the landscape in a bunch of black panels. And power storage for them is really annoying. And putting them into a power system is really annoying because our power system uses like AC.
Yeah.
And they use DC. And so when solar power goes into a grid, you basically have to adjust it so it can take it. So you basically have to actually have a mechanical machine produce DC power with the solar power to actually make it work. Otherwise, you get huge amounts of problem, which we are actually experiencing here.
Do you have batteries in your list? Because that's one. Like 20 years ago, the best battery was lithium-ion battery. And now, 20 years later...
I think I kind of addressed the batteries with the iPods. Their weight not changing, but their time going.
Yes, yeah.
I didn't put that in here.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I researched this.
They have gotten better, I guess.
I did most of this research yesterday or on Sunday.
Yeah.
In a kind of crazed fugue.
Yeah. Right.
So, medical technology is kind of lame what it's done over the last 20 years.
Are you kidding? We decoded the human genome and we...
No. Until the last 2 years. Our technology has been actually really stagnant until very recently, which has suddenly spiked.
Well, I think what happened, like, it was 2001, right, that they decoded the human genome, and then they had to spend 15 years testing the medicines they based on it. Yeah.
Yeah, medicine moves quite slowly.
Yeah, which is probably a good thing.
But it's picking up again, the speed of which is going up.
Again. Like, Hippocrates was the first surgeon.
So, here's an interesting side note I found when I was trying to figure out stuff on 3D printers. Do you know that 3D printer technology basically couldn't happen for about 30 to 40 years because of patent laws?
No, I didn't.
Because people basically had patents for 3D printers, but they didn't make them. And so when people started wanting to make them, they couldn't because they were under patent.
Right.
But when those expired, they could start making them. So in 2005, there's a massive jump in 3D printer technology where the 3D printers could print 70% of their own parts, which was really big. So in 2024, there's a printer that can print 29 meters of volume.
Wow.
In like length and then width and height. A synthetic bone was printed recently that passed the shock absorbent test to make it viable to put into humans.
Oh.
And artificial blood is in the first stages of testing from a printer which can be integrated into a human. And then finally on to AI. So...
Well, actually, let's go back to 3D printers for a moment. So the 3D printer I have, which you got me as a present, it has so many little things about it that you have to learn to figure out, right? So, for instance, you have to scrape the plate clean every time. You have to level it within like half a millimeter of precision. You have to get a piece of paper and like pull it and tug it. And every time you touch it, you have to readjust everything. There was the nozzle. You have to like clean the nozzle in a specific way every time you start it. Right? All these were solved like 2 years after I got this printer.
Yeah.
And now they just like auto level and they weren't things that were deal breakers by any means. It's as good a product in many ways. But there's just all these little things that they were like, you know what, this is very easy to automize. We'll just stick that in the next one.
Well, for me, I wanted to buy a printer. I asked some guys who were doing printing, they recommended like different ones. And so I like got the cheaper starter printer. It's still like a pretty good one. And I started using it. And after that, I started getting ads for all these printers. And after seeing these ads, I was like, this solves this problem, this solves this problem. It has auto leveling, and it has this. I have a resin printer. Yeah. And it's like, if I hadn't, they sort of one of those cases, if I hadn't spent how much money I spent on this one, I would have happily forked over the extra $400 to buy the slightly more advanced printer so I don't have to deal with all the problems. Because every time I've printed with mine and then cleaned it up, I mess up somehow and ruin my PIV. Yeah. The PIV is luckily a replaceable part. It's really annoying to replace, though.
What's the PIV?
It's the clear plastic screen that's the print surface.
Oh, and you like scratch it up or something?
I scratch it or it gets smudged.
Yeah, I damaged mine once, but it didn't matter for some reason. I think I did it on the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. I got lucky. No, I did it in the middle, but it was like a small...
Yeah, and so I've had to... I bought quite a few of them, luckily. In the one order, I gave me like 10. But it's really annoying to replace it each time. But I think I've figured out how to not need to do that next time I print, but I still need to replace it, and I just don't want to go through the work. Yeah. But it's one of those funny cases where it's like I would happily fork over that money for the slightly more advanced printer. Yeah. Like that's my advice for buying a 3D printer may sound counterintuitive. Do not buy a starter 3D printer to know if you want to do it or not. Yeah. If you're thinking about 3D printing, consider the $1,500 price tag. If that's worth it to you, then get the expensive 3D printer. If it's not, don't get the $600 or $800 printer because it will be a pain to work with. I think a lot of things in life are actually like that. Like that's my view is like with shoes and pencils and just either don't have it or have the good one. Yes. Because you don't need everything. Well, so I'm in the funny thing where I have these wireless headphones. Yeah. And this is a really cheap one I bought because I needed a pair of headphones because just it's various problems. Yeah. Like this stupid thing doesn't have an audio jack. Oh. And so you need to have a Bluetooth connection. So what was your thing about technology getting better? I'll get to that. I'll get to that. Can't even afford audio jacks anymore. I'll get to that once I get through the AI part. Okay. So, but these things are uncomfortable. They've got problems. They've got a low battery. They don't have features. Like a lot of headphones have features where if you can't find the headphones, you can press a button and it'll make them ping, and so you can locate them. Or if you can't find the tracker, you can press a button on your phone and it'll find the charger. And if you can't find your phone, you can press a button on the charger and find your phone. And you know, my headphones actually have an infinite charge, and they're really hard to lose. And if they're plugged in, they're hooked up with your phone. Like you won't lose both, right? Yeah. You know where your headphones are. You know where your phone is. You know where your phone is. You know where your headphones are. They're amazing, and they're like $2. Yeah. Anyways, so AI. So first, let's talk about AI images. Yeah. And this is going to be extra work for me to do in the video. Oh. Because we're going to have a little show and tell here. Okay. I mean, I know the history. I can just imagine it. There was a cow. Well, no. It's... So, 2022. Yeah. I sent you images over, I believe, WhatsApp. Could have been. Of... or Signal, maybe. It was Signal. Incredibly slowly loading, opening desktop. Is that your USB? Yeah. Yeah, how has flash technology gotten? Flash storage? It's actually gotten pretty good. Yes. It's just that's an old one. Yeah. And I don't think it's in my C drive, even though I don't think I'd work with my C drive. You should buy a USB. Although USBs are really expensive these days. They're hard to find a good one. That's also like 128. So? It's got the Lord of the Rings on it. So? What do you get? You get to watch it at 1 frame per second? It can actually do it decently. I don't know why it's so slow right now. It's usually a lot faster than this. This is a folder that has taken like a minute to load. It shouldn't be. I honestly think that this is actually my computer, and I think that it's having problems. You've got like a supercomputer here. I don't think it's your computer. No, it's not the supercomputer's fault. Desktop Manager, whatever the folders program,
Yeah.
on Microsoft is garbage. It is actually a terrible piece of software. I don't know why it's so bad.
Yeah. Well, it does a lot of weird decisions. If it doesn't index something, then it gets confused. I think it's basically the.
All right.
Ooh boy. Now we'll wait for the thumbnails to load.
All right.
Buckle in. We got an hour. Oh, that was quick.
This is a troglodyte.
Yeah.
Infernal troglodyte.
Ooh.
Harpy hag.
Beholder.
Evil eye.
Medusa.
Medusa queen. Minotaur king. Manticore. Scribicore. Red dragon, black dragon. So I put in a singular prompt into the AI.
Yeah.
I only put one word in. I didn't do anything else to it.
It was kind of more creative back then, wasn't it?
Yes. And this was with the very first software, 2002.
This was Stable Diffusion.
Yeah.
Diffusion. This was the first open source.
Yeah, and I had it locally loaded on my computer.
OpenAI, I think it was, had one in 2015 that could generate images.
Yeah.
It would generate. It was like 3D images. It would generate using little balls, and so it could make like a little cow that looked like it was made of 4 atoms.
Now, because OpenAI is limited in the amount of energy you can produce, I didn't produce all the upgrades.
Yeah.
I also, for Harpy, had to say Harpy wearing a dress because it kept refusing to give it to me.
This is O3 now, I guess.
Yeah, this is OpenAI's image production.
Right.
It kept refusing to produce a Harpy, and the fun fact is when it refuses to produce the image, it still uses up your free amount of credits you have.
Well, that's because they actually produce the image.
Yeah.
They just don't show it to you.
Yeah. So that was the Harpy.
Right. Looks like a Medusa.
It's got little bird feet.
Yeah.
Also, it decided to go with this art style. So I think there's our Medusa.
Okay. That looks familiar.
There's a black dragon.
Dark dragon.
Yeah, it made them really dark. There's a Minotaur.
And you notice what I was talking about before, the splotchiness? Like,
yeah.
You can really tell it's made by it.
There's our Beholder.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Looks like Xanathar.
Yeah. There is our Manticore.
Ooh, that's really good. I like that one.
And then finally, the Troglodyte, where he even gave him a little label, and he's in a cave.
That's kind of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's that. Then, I produced this image here.
Yeah.
With the still the original one. I gave a bunch of prompts. So this is a werewolf, a female werewolf in a Jim Fitzpatrick style. He's the artist of Innis.
And also of the Che Guevara image, right?
I don't know if he is.
I think, yeah, he is, yeah. He's the guy that did the famous Che Guevara thing, yeah.
And then here's a flaming skull.
Okay.
And this one I actually really like.
Yeah, that's kind of
This is like produced with the 2002 Diffusion.
Yeah.
It's really good. So, here I attempted it several times in Automatic 1111 Forge.
Yeah.
OpenAI absolutely refused to do the Jim Fitzpatrick's image.
Okay. Oh, because it's an artist style.
It would allow artist style, but it didn't like the werewolf, actually.
Oh, I thought they didn't like the taking another artist style.
Yeah.
So this is like Stable Diffusion 2.5 or something?
Yeah, Automatic 1111 with various... So I made several of them.
Yeah.
This is with different, where the steering things.
Laura's?
No, I didn't have any Laura's. The
checkpoints. Yeah, Automatic 1111 is just a platform. So the actual model will be the steering things you're talking about.
So these are the checkpoints. And then...
There's your skull.
There's the skull again. There's the skull again.
That one's cool. Ooh. Yeah, I kind of prefer the 2002 one, actually.
The 2002 skull...
22, sorry.
Yeah, the 2022 skull is really good.
Yeah.
Actually,
I prefer the werewolf as well, really.
This was an okay produced one.
Yeah.
Where the werewolf, like this one,
it's
looks more like a werewolf.
Though.
No, that's the thing. I have noticed that the 2002 ones...
2022.
The 2022 ones have a lot more trouble doing his style. Because, like, if I look back at my old folder of all the images, it can really nail his style.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's something a bit more... like, the proportions aren't quite right, but it feels more artistic in that way.
Yeah. So anyways, that's on the image side of things. But there's definitely, like... I think the more impressive one is the Here's My Magic ones, in the fact that it's a single word prompt and it can actually put together a thing that isn't an imagery mess.
Yeah, you have to put a lot of more work on your side. But I think the advantage with the Stable Diffusion is you're in control.
Yes.
Whereas with O3, you're just like, I hope OpenAI lets me do this, and I hope they do it the way I want them to, because there's no way to change it.
This here is a transcript of me talking with Grok.
All right. Okay, let's make a game. This thing?
Yeah.
Okay. This is you and Grok.
Yeah.
All right. So first, this is you. So, okay.
Okay, let's make a game. It will be turn-based battle game.
I sound like you.
We will start
Most people think I sound like you. I listen to the ads between us. We sound very similar. If that's what you think I sound like, then that is what you sound like, except slightly less deep.
Oh, so I should sound like myself. Okay.
I want you to come with stats for unit types and rules for everything else.
The first fact...
The first faction.
The first factions are warlocks that have the unit types of Troglodyte, Harpy, Beholder, Medusa,
Minotaur.
Manticore, Red Dragon. The second faction is sorcerers. They have the unit types of Centaur, Dwarf, Wood Elf, Pegasus, Dendroid Guard, Unicorn, Green Dragon. Below is a detailed design for a turn-based battle game featuring 2 factions, Warlocks, this is Grok, by the way,
Yep.
and Sorcerers. Each faction has unique types with stats, abilities, and roles. So, Grok, each of your sentences are the same length, which means when people hear this being read out, it's going to be boring to them. You need to vary up your sentence length. All right. The rules cover combat mechanics, turn structure, and victory conditions. The system is inspired by classic strategy games like Heroes... Hey, you didn't tell us to do that.
No, I figured it out.
Like Heroes of Might and Magic, but streamlined for clarity and balance. As if. Yeah. Let's see. All right. You think you can improve on Heroes of Might and Magic?
No, you don't have to go through these rules in detail. You can just quickly glance through them.
Yeah. Well, I'll go through a few. But yeah. Let's see. So, setting is a fantasy world where warlocks clash with sorcerers. Battlefield will be a 10 by 10 grid where units are placed and moved. Each unit occupies 1 square. Warlocks and sorcerers each have 7 unit types. Okay, you told us to do that in the first place. Yeah. All right. Army composition. Each player will start with an army of 10 units. Players choose a mix of 3 troglodytes, 2 harpies, etc. with a total cost not exceeding 100 points. See unit cost below. Each faction unit has the following stats: hit points, attack, defense, speed, range, cost, special ability. Okay. So, Warlocks. Troglodyte. 20 hit points, 5 attack, 3 defense, 4 speed, 1 range, cost of 5. You get 10 creatures and... Why would you take Troglodytes?
The special abilities might make up for it.
Okay. But, I mean, like...
Yeah.
You get 50 points of... I guess you get 50 points of Troglodytes is still some points.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Troglodytes can move under obstacles once per battle. They're tunnelers.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Harpy. A little bit weaker. Much faster. Ignores terrain. Returns to original position after attacking. Okay, so that's just straight up Here's My Magic. Yeah. Beholder. 50% chance to paralyze target. I'm actually playing a mod for Here's My Magic right now that does that exact same thing. And they actually hit harder than the Troglodyte, but they have a range of 3. Oh, so the ranges are variable. Okay.
Yeah.
Medusa, range 2. Doesn't seem that useful. 20% chance to turn target to stone, in which case they die instantly. Okay. That's like a Gorgon.
Yeah.
All right. Minotaur, much stronger than... about twice as strong as the Troglodyte, but for 5 times the cost. Charge, does double damage on first attack if it moves 3+ squares. Do they... They don't have a movement stat.
No, they do.
Do they?
Speed.
Oh, speed. Okay. Okay, so the Minotaur can do that. Okay.
Yeah.
10 by 10 battle grid. Wow, ranged sucks.
Yeah.
I guess there's no penalty, though, for short range, it seems like. So, okay, Manticore. Does a poison sting. Deals 3 damage per turn for 3 turns after hit. 3 damage... No, that's not good enough.
No. I didn't catch that one, but...
Needs to do higher damage. Okay, Red Dragon. Hits all enemies in a 3-square cone. Okay.
For 10 damage.
For 10 damage, which, again, that's like half a Troglodyte.
Yeah. So, also, the damage and defense stats, it talks about how they work later. This will be very slow combat.
Right. Sorcerers. They can move after attacking. Dwarf takes 20% damage from ranged attacks. Wood Elf attacks twice if it doesn't move. Oh, okay, that's kind of interesting. Pegasus can fly, ignore terrain. They're immune to ground-based traps. Okay. Dendroid Guards binds enemies on place. 50% chance. So basically, Here's My Magic.
Yep.
Very tanky unit. Unicorn. Adjacent allies get +2 defense. Similar to Here's My Magic. Yep. And then Green Dragon heals 10 HP at the start of... Wait. Can you hurt the Green Dragon?
Not really, especially when you read the game rules further on here.
Let's see. I just want to look through. So, the Minotaur does 20 damage once. I guess you'd need a Manticore to stack up the poison.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess the Manticore's poison's better if it's a longer fight, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so each player builds an army of 10 units with a total cost of 100 points or less. You can have mixed unit types, so you can have 4 troglodytes, 3 harpies, 2 beholders, 1 red dragon. Units are placed on the player side of the 10 by 10 grid.
First 2 rows.
So you haven't prompted it again yet, right?
No.
This is just a battle game it made.
Yep.
So my Guardian Wins is in danger. Let's see. Units attack in order of speed, highest to lowest. Ties are resolved by faction. Warlock goes first in ties. Wow, okay. Units' turns consist of move up to speed squares. Diagonal counts as 1 square. Garbage game. Garbage game. We always used to have arguments when we were kids. I'd be like, no, it costs 1.4. And he's like, no, it costs 1.
Yes.
Flying units ignore terrain obstacles. Okay. Oh, were you going to say something?
Nope.
Okay. Attack/action. Attack an enemy within range or use a special ability if applicable. A unit can skip its attack action to move again. So you can move twice. Okay. But cannot attack after a double move. Oh, but you only get to attack once.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless you're an elf. Okay. Units cannot move through other units except flyers, which can pass over but not land on occupied squares. Okay. It's covering all the bases here. That's damage equals attackers attack minus defenders defense. Oh.
Yeah, it's not great. Attack stat needs to be increased.
Okay, so a Minotaur does 20 damage. Green Dragon takes 14 damage. And then, 14 damage. Heals 10. That's interesting, though, actually. Like, if your defense is just subtracted from the damage, that's what Age of Wonders does.
Yeah.
Age of Wonders 3 does. Age of Wonders 1 does differently. But that means a Unicorn is actually a really good unit. Adjacent allies get +2 defense.
Yes.
That's, like, really solid. Okay, special abilities triggers described.
Range damage deals 50% damage rounded down.
Oh, so they do have a fall off. Range attacks beyond range 1 deal 50% damage if the target is more than half the unit's range away. So there's no penalty for being adjacent, though.
No.
But if a Medusa shoots you, it does half damage.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say... It can still 20% chance to kill instantly.
Yes.
Alright, so you need a Medusa versus Green Dragon.
Apparently.
Alright. Let's see here. Line of sight. Range attacks require a clear line. Obstacles, rocks, and trees are placed randomly on the grid, 5 for battle, determined at start. Okay. Units with 0 HP are removed from the battlefield. Abilities like Fly, Poison, Sting, or Regenerate... That's going to be a very busy battlefield.
Yeah.
Abilities like Fly, Poison, Sting, or Regenerate are detailed in unit tables. Percentage-based abilities use a random roll, so 1 to 20 out of 100 for a 20% chance. Okay. Area effects target all units in a specified area, friend or foe. Okay, good to know. 5 random squares contain obstacles that block movement and line of sight. For simplicity, the battlefield is otherwise flat. You know, I was actually wondering about obstacles. I thought they were just throwing that in there, but it's actually covered. Like, because I've tried doing something not this in depth, but something and with a much longer prompt actually.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh yeah, there should be obstacles of some sort that do something. But this is actually telling you how to do the obstacles. No additional terrain effects. Battle ends when one faction's army is eliminated. If players lose their last unit in the same turn, the game is a draw.
I don't know how that happened, but...
If the red dragon...
It can't breathe fire on itself, so...
Right. And there's... Oh, if the Manticore poisoned the thing that killed it, maybe?
Maybe.
Let's see. What was the Manticore's ability?
Now, be aware that... Oh, no, we'll get to that, so
Okay.
we'll address that.
All right. It's good to have anyways, I guess.
Yeah.
Although the Manticore, I don't know when it procs 100%. But a lot of board games make that mistake too. Okay. Morale. Not implemented to keep the game simple, but units like unicorns provide passive buffs. So they're just saying keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Units are individual. They don't stack like in Heroes of Might and Magic. Each unit acts independently. Obstacle placement and ability rolls use a random number generator for fairness. I'm not sure as opposed to what. Okay. Example battle setup. So an army with 100 points would be 4 troglodytes, 2 harpies, 2 beholders, 1 Medusa, 1 red dragon. And yeah, those numbers seem correct.
Yeah.
Harpies were 8. Yep. Yeah, did his math right.
Yep.
Wow, I'm actually impressed. Okay, that would be Warlock Army of 100 points. I want to play this game now. I'm feeling excited. This is like the first time I read Warhammer. I was like, oh, I just want to play. All right, 3 centaurs, 2 wood elves, 2 pegasi, 1 unicorn, 1 green dragon. I would just take 2 green dragons, personally. Unless they have Medusas.
Yeah, they have our Medusas.
And that's a good reason to have like 4 troglodytes instead or something.
Yeah.
Spread it out a little. Okay, so battlefield. 10 by 10 grid with 5 random obstacles. Rocks at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 2, 8, 8, 5. Warlocks place unit in rows 1 to 2. Sorcerers in rows 9 to 10. Oh, so you get both rows.
Yeah, it's giving you a sample turn.
Okay. Turn order is determined by speed. So the harpies would go first, and then the centaur, and then the unicorn. Sample turn. Harpy moves forward, attacks the centaur. Did they actually say that's how movement works? Move up to your speed in squares. Okay. Attacks the centaur, does 2 damage, returns to original position. Pegasus flies over an obstacle, attacks troglodyte, does 3 damage, continue through all units by speed. Design notes. Balance. Warlocks have higher damage and disruptive abilities, but lower mobility. Sorcerers are balanced with mobility and have defensive and supportive abilities, like regenerate and aura. The system avoids complex mechanics like morale or resource management to focus on tactical combat. Players can tweak army composition within the 100-point limit, encouraging strategic variety. The game can be expanded with more factions, terrain effects, or hero abilities in future iterations. If you want to simulate a battle, tweak unit stats, add more rules, or create a visual representation of the battlefield.
That was trash. I asked to do that. It was terrible.
Okay. I would be impressed with, yeah. Okay, so then it said this or you
No,
said?
that's me.
Okay. Let's add a new faction, the Witches. They have the units Rogue, Redcap, Giant Badger, Changeling, Werewolf, Shaman, and Leshy. Oh, you're doing your...
It's not quite that faction.
Your Heroes 2 faction, though, right?
It's not quite that faction, but
Right.
yeah. It's inspired by that idea.
Let's add the faction Witches to the turn-based battle game. The Witches will focus on trickery, nature magic, shape-shifting. Okay, you didn't tell it that. Okay. No. The units that excel in deception, mobility, and crowd control. Below, I'll provide unit stats, abilities, and integrate them to the existing game.
So here's the thing about this is a lot of it's stuff it could draw from Heroes of Might and Magic because this thing can search the internet.
Right, so you gave it stuff it couldn't.
Yes.
Okay, that's going to be interesting, yeah. All right. Yeah, I haven't played around with Grok for game... I've only really used Deep Seek for game design, but this is impressive so far. I'm, actually genuinely impressed here. Let's see... Rogue, first one. Deals double damage if it attacks from behind. Oh, we're going all Hero 7 here.
Opposite direction of the faction facing.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's...
So the units still face forward. It's just...
Right. So you just stand up against the wall and then you're safe from the rogue. Okay. That's kind of fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right. You know, the charge bonus of the champions in Heroes of Might and Magic 3? It's 5% per square.
Yeah.
So it's good, but you don't have to use it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas this rogue ability is so powerful, you'd want to use it every time.
Yes.
So you'd always be like, I need to get behind them, which might be a bit much. But it is interesting. Redcap gets +2 attack for the rest of battle after it kills an enemy. Good if you can pull it off, I
What
guess.
I find interesting is I just told it Redcap.
Yeah.
And it went into the mythology of the Redcaps and how they dip their hats in their enemy blood.
Yeah, it calls it Bloodlust, yeah. Okay, Giant Badger.
Has the burrow move.
Burrow can move under 1 obstacle per turn, reappears in an adjacent square, rather than the troglodytes once per battle.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the troglodyte, well, they said they're tunneling, I guess. Yeah, okay. Changeling. Mimic. Copies the special ability of the last enemy it attacked. Ooh, that's cool. Does that ever... If that was a low-tier unit in Heroes of Might and Magic, let's say it's a level 2 unit or something, you attack their Black Dragon, you have Magic Immunity, you have Flying, you have Fire Breath on this little unit. But then the moment you use that unit, you lose it. So you want to have your spells ready or something instead. But that's fun. If it had another ability, so it could combine abilities, then your mind would start racing. Okay, what's the best combination for the Changeling, right? But that's still pretty cool. If it's faster than another unit, though, you attack a unicorn, then you use it as a support unit, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, Werewolf, Lunar Rage.
This ability is a bit of a heft.
Okay, it gains 3 attack and +1 speed on odd-numbered turns. Ooh, that's pretty strong. Simulating Moonlight. Okay. How much does that cost? 25. All right, Shaman is a ranged unit. Ranged unit with low attack. It won't actually hurt most units in the game.
No.
But it reduces its target's attack by 2 for 2 turns. These fights will never end.
Yes.
And then a Leshy, Forest Guardian, summons a 2 HP Vine Barrier in a 3 square line once per battle, which blocks both movement and attacks.
So.
Okay. Oh, what were you going to say?
Nope, just keep going.
Okay. Integrate into army rules.
So it's just
saying everything's the same. Updated faction dynamics. So it says warlocks are the high damage group, sorcerers are balanced, witches are trickery and adaptable. Then it makes a battle between rogues and sorcerers.
Yeah, just a quick example.
Actually, does it say turn order? Warlocks go first, then sorcerers, then witches. Yeah. There you go. That's kind of fun making it the faction, actually. Yeah. It's a little subtle advantage.
Yeah.
Gives an example of a fight. To update the visual representation.
Yeah, just ignore that.
Okay. Then you want to add randomness into the game?
So, this whole thing here.
Right. I would like to integrate some randomness. I this game. Can you integrate the rolling of a 1d6 somewhere in here? Also, the Leshy power could be different and better, so can you give it a new one? let's integrate randomness into the game.
Yeah, it corrects it.
Yeah,
that's what I really like about Grok.
Oh, is that what it's doing?
Yeah, that's what I really like about Grok is it's able to actually understand what I'm writing.
Oh, okay, that's actually cool.
And sometimes it'll query me, it's like, did you mean this or this? And then I will give it the answer and then I'll actually produce it correctly.
Yeah, that's neat. Yeah, that's handy. All right, so add randomness. I'll introduce the fate roll at the start of each unit's turn. Before a unit moves or acts, the player rolls a 1d6, and the result applies a temporary effect for the turn only. This adds unpredictability. So, unit begins to move, you roll a die on a 1. Roll a 1d6 and apply here it goes. If you roll a 1, unit's attack is reduced by 2 due to misfortune. If you roll a 2, the unit's speed is reduced by 2. Does not affect turn order. Okay, that would be a headache. It hesitates. If you do a 3, nothing happens. If you do a 4, the unit's attack speed isn't... What was your randomness you said?
I just
wanted... Somewhere.
Yeah.
Also, the Leshy power could be different and better.
Yeah.
Okay. Focus. Attack is increased by 2. 5. Speed is increased by 2. 6. The best roll is a blessing. The unit gains +2 defense. All right.
And I mean...
Oh. Wait. What? This lasts only for the unit's turn.
So the defense is useless.
But it applies to all units across all factions. So defense is bad?
I guess so. It can stumble.
Oh, but then it says all special abilities, werewolves, lunar rage, unicorns, aura, whatnot, are applied after the fate roll effect. So now it tells you when to do it. So that's when you take the poison damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So example of the fate roll. Maybe this will explain it. Okay, a rogue takes a turn, they roll a die, they get a 4 focus. Units attacking is increased by 2, so the rogue's attack is increased to 8 for this turn. Okay, so when they say all units across all factions, they don't mean the roll, they mean the fate die.
Yeah, applies to everyone.
Okay, so that's actually good. That's fine. And that's why examples are handy.
Yeah.
Rogue moves 8 squares, attacks the centaur from behind for 8 times 2 minus 4, 12 damage. Centaur is on, half health after that, I think? Which health does the centaur have? Dendroid. And centaur has 25 health. Okay. So the rogue gets a bonus attack, does double damage, takes out half of one centaur's health. Although there's only 10 units on the battlefield, to be fair, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Red dragon takes its turn. Player rolls a 1d6. They get a 1. Misfortune. Red dragon's attack drops to 13. Uses fire breath. 10 damage. Unaffected by attack stat. Okay, so you ignore it anyways.
Yeah.
Alright. Impact. Adds randomness to each turn, making the battle less predictable. Balance effects. Negative outcomes are equally likely with a neutral option. Does not overly disrupt strategy, as effects are temporary and don't stack. Yeah. Just makes it a little bit more like, oh, I should be defending this turn and attacking. Except defense is useless, like you said. Yeah. Okay.
I could have pointed that out to it and would have fixed it.
Yeah. Alright, the Leshy's original ability summons 2 HP Very Vine and 3 Square. It's a bit underwhelming for a 50 unit cost, especially compared to the Red Dragon's Fire Breath or the Green Dragon's Regeneration. Let's give the Leshy a more powerful ability and thematic ability. Nature's Wrath. Once per battle, Leshy can summon a storm of roots and vines in a 3x3 area, centered on a target square, within 5 squares of the Leshy. It does 8 damage to all enemies within the area. All enemies in the area cannot move for 1 turn. 50% chance per enemy. No friendly fire. Allies are unaffected. And that's because the Leshy is channeling the Force Fury. Why this ability is better, its power does damage to up to 9 units. It's more impactful than a barrier, and it does straight up 8 damage.
Yeah.
Gives you a bit of crowd control, which fits the witch's theme of trickery and disruption. I'm curious if the AI was trying to do that off the bat, or if it makes the ability, and then it goes, how can I tie this into the witch's theme? So then it says, oh yeah, it ties into trickery because trickery is crowd control. Like, I wonder what the order of operations is. Because it depends if it's rethinking or not, right?
Well, so there's a setting on Grok, I didn't press it, which is deep think.
Yeah.
And it thinks more deeply about things, and you get to see its thought process.
And then it gets to see its own thought process too. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so it made up that thematic fit. It just figured it out after the fact. Yeah. And also, they have 70 HP. Holy cow.
Yeah, no, the Leshy has a lot of health.
It's a tank.
I think it might, like raw stats-wise, ignoring abilities, I think it might be the strongest of the tier 7s.
Yeah, let's see. I'm curious if it could beat a Green Dragon in a fight. So, because it has an attack of 12, so it hits hard too.
But the Green Dragon has defense, so it's actually not going to.
Oh, right. Right, it's not going to hurt the Green Dragon.
At all.
Okay, Green Dragon has an attack of 12 as well.
Oh, no, it has less health too.
Has 80 health, so it has more. Okay, so Green Dragons are just beasts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess you need multiple targets to target a Green Dragon to take it down.
Yeah. And there's no counterattacks, it looks like, in this.
No.
So you don't have to worry about that. Okay, updated rules. Throwing in the fate rolls. Example battle turn. If you want to simulate a full battle. Okay, let's. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That was pretty impressive. Yeah.
yeah. So compare that to the first time you were playing with OpenAI.
Yeah. Or, well, no, the first one I played around with was the Kuna.
Yeah, Lacuna.
The Kuna with a V.
Lacuna. Okay.
Yeah. Which was Llama.
Yeah.
A Llama fine tune.
All right. So anyway.
Well, I guess I used GPT-2 a tiny bit before that, but yeah.
So what we've quickly done there in only 15 minutes
Yeah.
is show an example of technology advancing over the
That was like 10 pages, to be fair. That was pretty good. That was good going.
technology over the past 20 years is advancement.
Yeah.
And then AI's advancement over 2 years or 3 years.
Yeah.
It would be 3 years.
4 is the big, like...
But I'm talking, this is the 2022
yeah.
sort of start for the art. I don't know when you did.
Like, remember when AI Dungeon first came out?
Yeah, AI Dungeon.
That was 2019.
Okay, and then this person does not exist, and this waifu doesn't exist.
Those were earlier, slightly. Yeah.
Oh.
Those weren't actually transformer technology. That was generative adversarial networks.
Okay.
Sorry, it wasn't diffusion. I think they were also transformers, but it wasn't diffusion. It was generative adversarial networks. So basically, you have one AI that says that doesn't look like a person. The other one says this looks like here's a person. It's like that doesn't look like it, and they go back and forth and back and forth. So the difference is you can tweak variables on the this person does not exist. You can be like more of variable 1 and less of variable 2. You can't do that with stable diffusion because stable diffusion is like just a scatter plot.
Do you think that OpenAI has adversarial AI as a part of it, where you say Centaur, let's say,
Yeah.
and it produces a Centaur, and then the adversarial AI goes, that doesn't look like a Centaur, and it violates our policies.
I think I've heard people theorize that it will replace sections of the image if it doesn't like the result.
Yeah.
So it might have something built in there like that. Like it would be another layer on top. It's not because the adversarial network, that's for the training step.
Yeah.
But I think OpenAI might have one for the generation step,
So now let's address your problem.
which makes generation very expensive.
Let's address your problem. Besides,
Midjourney has one.
Yes.
That's known for a fact that I'm pretty sure that's a fact, like known for a fact that they have a secondary AI so they'll actually generate like 4 images and then they'll get rid of the ones they don't want and show you the one that looks the best.
yeah. Anyways, AI advances insanely fast. What's his face? The guy in charge of OpenAI.
Sam Altman?
Simon Altman said the limitation of AI isn't our ability to improve it, it's how much power we can produce.
Yeah.
That was what he said. But so AI actually advances ridiculously fast. It's not 20 years he'll be able to do these things.
Yeah.
It's 5 years.
Yeah.
Now, to address your thing on technological advancement, that's what I want to get at, is it's not 20 years, it's 5 years.
Yeah, for whatever... What were the things they were talking about? So just give me an example.
So, it being able to fully make a video game or fully make a movie.
Oh, yeah, no, that's coming... I mean, I'm pretty sure they could do that now.
Well, they were talking about like higher quality, like it can already make video games and stuff, like side-scrollers and simple shooters and various things, but
Yeah.
it's...
I mean, that right there was an interesting game.
Yes.
Like, that is a game where if you have to have 10 units, you can't just take 2 red dragons, right?
Yeah.
So then you think, okay, let me think. I always want a Medusa if I'm playing the Warlocks.
Yeah.
Because they're always going to take a green dragon. But they know that I'm always going to take a Medusa. So maybe they don't take a green dragon, and then they can get like 5 unicorns because the unicorns are cheaper, and then they can make this defensive block that's like unkillable. So it's all like it's not balanced, but it's already interesting. You're already thinking. You're like, okay.
Yeah, and the thing is, I had a discussion with it.
Yeah.
I said, I don't like what you did with the Leshy.
Yeah.
And so I could go again and say, all right, damage and attack, this game is going to take too long.
Yeah.
Increase the attack.
Yeah. Or change the formula or lower the HP. Because, like, for instance, the Leshy's area of effect attack it gave it as a buff is a once per battle ability that does 8 damage.
Yeah.
The weakest unit in the game, the Troglodyte, has 15 health.
Yeah.
So you take out half a Troglodyte's health using your ultimate ability.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, like, if a Troglodyte had, like, 8 health, that's a terrifying ability. If a Troglodyte has 10 health, then that thing's going to do a huge amount of damage, not quite take them out, but they're very vulnerable after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can obviously have a discussion with it
and you can tweak it.
things.
And that's part of the creative process is just making something to begin with, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, that's even that here. Like, what I could do now is I could go to a Here's My Magic modder,
Yeah.
who's like some whiz, and say, all right, so you see how this thing sort of like done these units. Now take the witches and
Yeah.
throw them in.
Yeah.
It's number 3.
Or, yeah, give me the changeling. Give me the changeling faction. Yeah.
So to address your issue, besides like the AI is... People underestimate it, I think, vastly.
Yeah.
And don't exactly know where it's going or all the things about. Like, even AI art, like the companies that have realized they don't need to pay people anymore and they can use AI to create their horrible ads and...
Just for the record, this was Grok, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because Grok 2, by the time this video comes out, will probably be out. And just so people know, we're using Grok, not Grok 2.
No, this is Grok 2. Grok 3 will be out.
I thought the new one was going to be Grok 2.
No, that's already out.
Oh, it's going to be Grok
They're
3.
working on 3.5 right now.
Grok 3. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Grok 2.
Yeah, okay. I thought Grok 2 was the new one, but
It's the new public release.
I thought there was like going to be a Grok... When did Grok 2 come out then?
A couple months ago.
Okay, yeah, so this is the old Grok, I guess,
Yeah.
if the new one comes out near the release of this video. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, AI does advance faster than you think, and, like I said, its image producing thing was terrible. Like, I didn't even grab the examples, they were really hideous. But who knows, maybe in the future I'll be able to generate a battle map and how each unit looks.
Yeah, I wonder if O3 could do that already, I'm curious.
Yeah, so, to address your problem of you saying that you don't think technology's got better,
Yeah.
that's because our culture has stagnated and degraded.
Kind of, but...
Like, even the my problem is working with OpenAI. I just type in Harpy.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I'm afraid I can't do that.
Yeah, but it's not just the refusals, right? Like, I'm thinking of, like I said, iPhone might struggle to open a web page, right? Web pages are taking multiple gigabytes of RAM to run.
Yeah, and that is a degradation of our culture because there's no high standard.
But I guess, but there's also like this, the amount of junk that's in a website is ridiculous.
Yes, no, there's a huge amount of junk in a website as well. Like a phone game on this thing, it's not charged right now.
This is the iPod Plus. Yeah.
It has Breakout
on
it, which is the game where you have the marble bounce back and forth. And it's brilliant how it manages it. So this iPod has a scrolly wheel, so it's a sensitive touch pad that you can scroll left or right. And so the Breakout paddle moves back and forth by you moving your thumb around it in a circle.
Yeah.
That is entirely how it works. Incredibly simple game that runs on. It does drain the battery a little bit faster.
I've seen like what's that new Pokemon game? Cassette Beasts, where you can merge your beasts together. Like it's little 2D guys, right? They go around. My computer can't run that. It struggles to run it, right? My computer can run an emulator that's running Breath of the Wild.
Yes. So a modern phone game will make your phone overheat.
Yeah.
It'll be full of ads. Once you beat 2 levels, you have to witness an ad. Then you have to beat 2 more levels. Then you have to witness an ad.
Yeah.
It's an absolute nightmare to work with. If on the iPod I have here, this has a bunch of games on it. It's dead as a doornail. I don't know if it'll even charge.
Yeah.
Its games on it also have a whole bunch of monetization schemes. However, how they work is, you're having trouble with this level. Let me give you an extra turn to try to solve it. Or, your units aren't strong enough in this RTS. Let me give you 200 gold for $1. And like 200 gold is an insane amount of gold in this game.
So you pay for easy mode. Yeah.
You pay for easy mode. You pay for it to solve something. You pay to see the next thing. Or you pay for new abilities, new unlocks, new heroes.
I think a great example of technology not advancing is cameras and televisions. Yeah. So I don't know if like the iPhone, whatever it is now, 32 or something, its camera.
It's 16.
Okay, iPhone 16 matches the fidelity of a film camera still, right? Like digital cameras are a huge step backwards in terms of pixel count in quotation marks, right? Like the amount of detail you can cram into a picture on film is way higher than you can on a camera. You look at a CRT TV.
Now, on the camera thing, I will say that the iPhone has automatic stabilizing. It has night vision. You can make its settings change. So instead of doing post-editing, you can do pre-editing, which is actually a very important thing to do. So you can see how the image will turn out before you take the picture, so you can apply your filters beforehand.
But you've got a little view scope on a film camera where you go, oh yeah, that's how it's going to look because I can look through this piece of glass and there it is.
I'm pointing out that they do have some technology. Like the automatic stabilizers, one big one.
Yeah, but what costs more? Like a little film camera, or like nowadays it's hard to get a film camera. So I work with a bunch of like high school students for my job, right? And one of them has a DS. And all his friends are like, whoa, that thing's so old. Where'd you get that? That's so cool. They're all looking at it.
And you feel a small heart attack.
Well, I
your
still
hair
see...
turns gray.
Like, the DS is the newest handheld Nintendo made, I think, still. Besides the new DS. The new... Yeah. It's called the new DS. It's very confusing. Yeah. But the new DS is the most advanced handheld Nintendo made. But the DS is basically the same thing. And I was saying, oh yeah, no, my favorite they ever made was the Game Boy Advance SP. Yeah. And he's like, what is that? And I was like, oh, I'll bring mine. Like, yours is here, right? Yeah. And I was saying to him, oh, I should bring mine, but it's gone. I don't know what happened to it. I might have lent it to a friend. I might have lost it. It was the purple one, right?
Blue.
Yeah, blue. I don't know if you have it somewhere, maybe.
It might be in the bag.
It's not in the bag. I checked.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened to it, but I was like, you know what? I'll just buy a new one, right? Like, it's a great little piece of software. Yeah. I looked online. They're like $150, $160. And I think that tells you a few things, right? Like, first of all, people want these things.
Yes.
Nintendo, keep making them. People want them. But it also, I think it says something to the quality of the device. Like, you know, you're saying a phone heats up when you play a game? Yeah. These things are made of metal. They're ice cold. Actually, this feels like plastic, but I thought they were metal.
No,
or maybe
they're plastic.
They always felt cold to me. Anyways, they don't overheat when you play a game on them. It's cool on the inside, yeah. Maybe it's a metal sheet on it. That might be metal, the inside.
Oh, yeah.
But the outside's plastic.
Oh.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's a case here, so you can unscrew it and take it off.
Yeah.
And repair it.
They're super tough. They still work great. I just turned on my DS. Yeah. So I'm full charge. I haven't touched that in like 4 years. Mm-hmm. I turned it on, full charge. Boom. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
You turn your phone off and you leave it for 3 days and it dies, right?
Yeah.
So why can't we make these like $40 toys for $40 anymore? I actually went and bought one one with an emulator built in, made by a third-party company. Yeah. Because I was like, I want a clamshell handheld, right? Yeah. And that was like $100. These things were not $100 when they came out. No. Like maybe with inflation they would be about $100. But if technology is getting so much better, then we could make one of those for like $2 now, right? Surely, because technology is so much better.
Yes, we should be able to.
But we can't.
We can't.
I think, first of all, to be fair to your technology advancing, technology could be advancing, but we're getting poorer, which I think is true. I think the whole world is getting poorer. Yeah. I don't know why. I think maybe in the past we had fake money.
No, we're getting poorer because...
or the world economy is restabilizing.
The world economy isn't restabilizing, but we're starting to be hit by the Looney Tunes run.
What's the Looney Tunes run?
So you know in...
like you're running and you don't look down?
Looney Tunes, if you don't look down, you don't fall with Wild Coyote. Yeah. So basically... we hit the Great Depression. Yeah. And how the Great Depression was got out was massive technological innovations and a world war.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking that
had a huge amount of money shipped around, and then America became ridiculously rich from it. Then a run on the banks happened, the gold standard was removed, and the 2008 crash happened. The 2008 crash wasn't fixed. It was pushed to the future.
Yeah, in Canada especially, I think.
Oh, super in Canada. It was super pushed to the future.
That was Harper that did that, by the way. If you're like, oh, the Conservatives... No, it was... Yeah. And I mean, maybe it was the best choice at the time. You never know, right? But that was a thing that happened.
Basically, we've been running on fumes since 2008, and the cracks are appearing everywhere.
But I also think, like you were saying with the war, you had the richest empire ever give all their money from their entire empire to a single country, which was the United States. So,
and then there's something else with it. All of the empires were rebuilding, except one, which could turn all of its manufactories for weapons into manufactories for products to sell to the rebuilders.
Which was, again, the States, I guess?
Yeah, the States.
So I think that happened. But I wonder, like, if you took the average world wealth now... in real terms, whatever those might be, versus just after World War II when the United States was unbelievably rich, right? Yeah. I think we might be richer now, but if you looked at like Africa or India, like they would have had nothing, right? Yes. So I think what our poverty might actually be us returning the wealth of the British Empire to India and Africa and like returning in a way, right? Like I don't know if wealth really works in that way, but that's sort
Well,
of
the
how-
wealth wasn't there. It was created in India by the British Empire. It was untapped potential.
Right, but I guess what I'm saying is, like, the British lost all their money, right?
Yeah.
And the United States kind of gave it back to the UK and a bit to Canada, and those were very rich countries.
Yeah.
And then Japan made a fortune selling cheap stuff to the United States, and they've been riding that high since, and then they switched to high-tech stuff.
Yeah.
And then China started doing that. And I think that was something real somewhere. Like, steel and
Yeah.
cars, and, like, the United States made a lot of cars, and they had a huge steel manufacturing.
Yeah.
Oil, I guess.
Yeah. They just had manufactured goods. It didn't used to be made in China. It was made in the USA.
1971, gold was changed to be not a current.
Yeah.
So currency, I don't remember all these terms. Stop being fiat?
Yeah.
Or became fiat? I can't remember which way around it is. But gold standard was abandoned in 1971. And then at that point, it might have been more just you're trading based on, well, the United States has all these dollars that can make them rich because Japan wants their dollars and China wants their dollars. But it seems like we can't build something as good. And people say, well, no, but that's because modern consoles, they have OLED displays and they have higher graphical demands. And it's like, but why? Why don't we just get 5 smart dudes like what's his name? Iwata? The Nintendo Mario guy.
I don't know.
Why can't I think of his name right now?
Miyazaki?
Something like that. Miyamoto. Why can't we get Miyamoto? Like, why can't we get a new Miyamoto and like 4 friends to make another Pokemon Silver and Gold and stick it on a device like this and sell it for $2 each, and you'll have everyone on Earth buy one, right?
Yeah.
That'll be $2 billion. That'll be $4 billion right there, right? Like, the cost of these has gone up, not down, and because nobody is comparing apples to apples, right? They're like, well, games are more expensive to make. Then stop making more expensive games.
Yeah.
And prove to me that you can actually make the same game for cheaper, because I don't believe you.
Well, that's like why I didn't throw video game technology in here.
Yeah.
Is I was like, I've played Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2, and no game of that style of game has met the standards since its release.
Yeah.
There has been no first-person shooter that has met the standard Half-Life 1 or 2 since those 2 games were released. Like, those games are perfect in a first-person shooter.
Or Super Mario World.
Yeah.
Is there any game that has looked as good since Super Mario World came out? I guess Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Has any game looked as good as Heroes of Might and Magic 2 since Heroes... Like, they just don't make... Okay, now, CRT TV, right? Mm-hmm. I was playing with my friend. First time I'd been able to see a friend in like 4 months. But we had like 2 hours together, basically. Yeah. And we played GoldenEye Nightfire, which is like an old GameCube James Bond game. Yeah. It's the one where you can fly the... What's that?
That's the GameCube turn on.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. But it's the James Bond where Oddjob can throw his hat.
Yeah.
And
grappling hooks.
You got the grappling hook, and you've... The bad grappling hook. It's not the one with the good grappling hook.
No.
It's the one with the bad grappling hook, and you can drive little remote-controlled tanks and cars.
I will say Nightfire is my favorite.
No, it's not. You like... there was 3 made for the GameCube. Okay. You like the one where you have the jetpacks and the landmines and
the jetpacks.
The grappling hooks. That's not Nightfire.
Okay.
Nightfire has like a really lame grappling hook and then like a handful of weapons. It's and like 4 maps.
Yeah, because the one that we played, I remember the one moment we were playing with a friend.
Yeah.
And I was playing Oddjob, and he was looking down the sniper at me. He's like, "What's that?" And then Oddjob's hat decapitated him.
No, that was Nightfire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I played Nightfire as well.
Yeah. No, but Nightfire doesn't have much going for it beyond like a couple cool powers on the characters. But anyways, we were playing it, and the game, when it came out, I remember we played it because we used to play 007 all the time, right? Yeah. So GoldenEye. So GoldenEye was for the Nintendo 64 or maybe even... Yeah, it was for the 64.
Yeah.
So we'd play GoldenEye a bunch. Got Nightfire. Gameplay for the GoldenEye is way better than Nightfire, by the way. But we got Nightfire. We looked at it and we're like, this is photorealistic. Like, these graphics are incredible. This looks... I can't tell this apart from reality, basically, right? So my friend and I were playing this, and the game looks like garbage. And I'm not saying, like, oh, nostalgia, right? No, I mean, we couldn't see. Like, the dark was so dark, it was pitch black. Everything was fuzzy. You pull out your weapon, you can't see if you're holding a gun, right? Like, it looked like garbage. Every character model looked the same. You couldn't tell if it was a woman or a man, and they're, like, super scantily clad women in that game, right? You can tell if it was a woman or a man, if they're wearing heavy armor or not. Like, everything was this smudgy blur
Yeah.
because it was made for a CRT TV.
Yeah,
And a great big LED, LCD display, or no, I guess LED at this point, but a great big LED TV
yeah.
turns the thing into a mess. It can't display a CRT
Yeah.
game.
Like, one of the greatest examples for that is Castlevania.
Yeah.
So Dracula...
Yeah, his
when
eyes like glow.
They're awesome. He looks awesome. And then when you see it on a modern screen, he's got like these little red beads on
He's got
his
this little
face.
red dot, yeah.
Yeah, he looks really derpy.
But it was like... That aside, like the cool visual effects,
Yeah.
we couldn't see. We
Yeah.
could barely play the game because we had to turn on the little name tag floating above the head just so we knew a general area to shoot in.
Yeah.
Why can't we make TVs that can run GameCube games?
Yes.
And why does Heroes of Might and Magic 2 lag on my modern computer? I mean, obviously that needs an emulator at this point,
Yeah.
but I don't think the technology's gotten better. Like, it's just gotten...
It's advanced. It doesn't mean it's gotten better.
It's gone sideways.
Yes.
Right? Like TVs, smart TVs, they're really big now, and they can connect to the internet, and they can stream videos,
Yeah.
and you can have 1 million accounts connected to them, and they can spy on you and give you advertising. But they're not better than a CRT was in the 90s. Like,
Yeah.
you get lower visual quality from a modern giant TV than you do from an old cheap CRT.
Yeah, I was talking to some friends who are sort of in the tech area.
Yeah.
And the one guy was basically... he works in security, like computer security. And he's saying, why aren't you upgrading your computer to Windows 11? Like, you get used to it. You can make it basically the same as Windows 10.
Yeah.
And I said, it's the principle of the thing.
Baldur's Gate 2, right?
Yeah.
That is a 3 gigabyte game.
Yes.
It was massive at the time. Like, Baldur's Gate 1 was 2 gigabytes. It took 6 CDs to play.
Yes.
It was huge. There's a game, an indie game on Steam right now called Knock on the Coffin Lid. It is a deck builder like Slay the Spire, right? That game is 16 gigabytes.
Yes.
Oh, storage is way cheaper. No, it's not, because you have to buy 16... No, you have to buy like 30... What would that be? A game like that should take up like 200 megabytes.
Yes.
So that's like 50... That's more than 50. That's like 100 times more... You have to buy 100 times more storage. Who cares if it's cheaper?
Yeah, well, so one of the problems with...
My Skyrim file takes up 100 gigabytes.
One of the problems...
That's
with
more my fault.
modern video games is a lot of them are made with the Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
Even simple little card games are made with Unreal Engine. And as amazing as the Unreal Engine is, it sucks.
Yeah.
And it sucks because it is a generalist software. And so what a generalist software lets you do is anything.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Why it sucks is a generalist software is massive and bloated and not optimized.
But that's like if you play a lot of Pokemon hacks, right?
Yeah.
A lot of them are made in RPG Maker, right?
Yes.
RPG Maker, it's shared files for everything. You download a single RPG Maker instance and you're set. You can
Yes.
you can get a bunch of like 2 kilobyte games and they'll just draw from
Yeah.
the shared. So why does an Unreal Engine do that? I think it's the giant models that they haven't optimized in the slightest.
Yes.
Like I told you about this. I think a Warlock of whatever Darkfire Mountain or whatever.
Yeah.
It's this little board game, digitized board game that I got on my Switch, and I was playing it, and it was kind of cool. It's based on a Steve Jackson game, and Steve Jackson's a great game designer. He likes making games that are completely unfair and random, but they're very fun, like Talisman, Munchkin, all those sort of games. Yeah. So I was playing it, and it's really laggy on my Switch. And I'm like, well, it's just a Switch. It's not like a great big beefy console or something. And then you got me Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm building like these giant machines in this 3D environment that can interact with the world and like crash through trees and knock them over. And it's running at like, people complain about it stuttering, right?
Yeah.
But it's running at like 30 frames per second.
Yeah.
This other game is stuttering and it's trying to run at like 6 frames per second. And it's like little pawns that you just pick up and move.
Yeah.
And I deleted the Warlock game from my Switch because like, you can be good at making games, but no one is doing it except
Yes.
Nintendo.
Yeah. Even, RimWorld, I've encountered endgame lag.
RimWorld's leg is... If they really...
My mods are optimization mods and quality of life.
So the problem with it's kind of a weird problem. RimWorld keeps track of every single pawn you've ever seen in the game.
Yeah, I try to kill everyone who comes onto the map.
But it still keeps track of their decaying bodies and
I throw them into incinerators.
and like their relations and like people be sad that they didn't come home and like it keeps track of everything. Which means the longer the game goes, the more there is to keep track of. And it just grows and grows and grows and grows. And then it doesn't do that very efficiently.
Yeah.
But the RimWorld balances all its mechanics around time. Like, if there's a really good thing, it'll take, like, 3 days for your character to make it, right? But the game doesn't work over a long period of time because it grinds to a halt.
Yeah.
And if there was a point where I don't think they do it anymore, but the creator of Factorio offered to optimize RimWorld for free.
Did he?
Yeah. He said, I wish he would just give me the files. I've sent him emails. I just want him to hand me the game and I'll optimize it for free. And please, Tynan, please give it to the Factorio guy. And
Because
Tynan,
Factorio is amazing.
and Tynan has said, I don't think the optimization is that bad. Like, I think it's fine for what it is. It's like, if you put, like, 2 mods in it, suddenly it falls apart, right?
Yeah.
Like, Now, RimWorld, to be fair, is a very complicated game,
Yes.
right? But go and play Sim Life or Sim Earth. Those are also games that had crazy, huge amounts of stuff going on. And they were running on Windows 95,
Yeah.
right? So you were saying, oh, look, technology's gotten how much times better? Like, you're looking at, like, what's the... This is before the Pentium came out, like Intel's Pentium, right? Which still has been, I think, the biggest jump in computer power ever. Was the Pentium in, like, 2001. And I was too young to actually know it had happened.
Yeah.
But I've talked to people that were around then, they're like, oh yeah, no, this was big. Like, people that aren't into computers at all, they're like, yeah, this was huge. Because it was that big, and this was like 2000, 2001. And you were like a baby, so you were into it. But that was like, I mean, Weird Al made a song about it.
Yeah.
It was this revolution. Can you imagine today if NVIDIA came out and were like, yeah, all computers are going to run 10 times faster? You'd be like, what? Yeah, and it's cheap. It's like, what? And everyone can have one. Like, that doesn't happen. Like, NVIDIA almost...
There's the problem.
What?
Everyone can have one.
Yeah. What's the problem with that?
Computers used to be made and run for nerds who expected high quality.
Right.
See, the cultural degradation isn't just that people have gone worse at making things. It's a game is released, or a product's released, and it's slightly worse. Just slightly worse than the last one. But it has all these new features.
Yeah.
And people accept it.
Yeah. Well, that's why people say, oh yeah, video games should increase in price, right? Because they cost them so much more to make the game, and there's been inflation, and and they don't have distribution costs, and they have an engine they're already using.
Also, they don't stress test the game to the point where it can actually be released running. Like,
yeah, they have free testing now. They have free beta testing because they just released it in early access.
not even free, it's paid for.
Yeah, people pay them to beta test their games now. And you're telling me their production costs have gone up? Where's the production? No, they're just raking in the cash.
So,
Well, actually, I think, like you said, everyone's getting